Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be talking about essential steps to secure your Linux server. So I'll be walking you through some of the basic and fundamental steps that you need to secure your Linux server. Now, like I said, these are going to be simple, but then they are powerful technique. Every single system administrator or even a cloud engineer needs to know. All right. So whether you are actually managing a personal VPS or maybe a production server, all right, these steps and these practices that I'll be showing you will help you to keep your system safe and stable. All right. So let's get started. Okay, so keep your Linux server up to date. Now, as a system administrator or maybe a cloud engineer, one of the things that you wouldn't want to do is not updating your servers. All right, that would be a very big risk. All right, so run your daily update as much as possible using, maybe if you are on Ubuntu, you use your sudo app update and sudo app upgrade. All right, now after which you now reboot your your system. Now what that does is that it's going to help apply new app patches and features. All right, it is not something bargainable, because keeping your Linux servers up to date is very, very essential as far as security is concerned. All right. Now, what sudo app update does is that it fetches the latest package information, while on the other hand, sudo app upgrade installs those updated versions. So now, once you are done running the sudo app update and sudo app upgrade, it would be a best practice for you to always reboot your system. Now, because the reason why that is actually so is that some changes may not likely take effect. Changes like the kernel updates may not likely take effect until you restart your system. All right. Okay. Automate your update. Okay, so now in the previous discussion that I've made mention of updating your system, now I would say that that's more of a manual process of updating your system, where you use your sudo app update or sudo app upgrade if you are on Ubuntu, right? Now we are all humans, and there is this possibility of, forgetting to update your system as it's supposed to be. Now, this is where automatic update comes in. All right. So this can be done by you installing an unattended upgrade. All right. Now, these are practical steps that we'll be getting into in our next video. All right. And then it does not just in on installing the automatic update. You have to enable and configure it. All right. Now, regular automatic purging reduces risk. Now, what that means is that automating update ensures your system stays secure even when you forget. Even when you forget, it keeps your system patched automatically against any form of vulnerability. Okay, so the next step you would want to take to secure your Linux server would be to avoid running as a root. All right. Now, when setting up your Linux server newly, running as a root would be expected. All right. But afterward, using it for your daily tasks becomes very risky. All right. Now, the reason is that the root account has a full control. It has an unlimited power. All right. Okay, so now the next step you would want to take is to give sudo privileges and disable root login. Now, having sudo installed, or first of all, you have to install sudo. If you don't have, you have to install sudo If you don't have it, then having sudo installed on your system is not enough. All right. Now you would want to grant privilege by adding either yourself, maybe the new user account that you've created, or any other account that you want to give elevated privilege to. Now you have to edit you have to carefully edit the etc/sudos file and then add them to that particular group. Now with this, they will be able to perform administrative tasks with elevated privilege as though they were root. Now once they run a particular command and then attach that sudo command to it, they will be able to run a particular command with elevated privilege. All right, and then go further to disable the root login for a better protection. All right. Okay, so the next step would be secure SSH access. Now you have to disable password login. Very important. Update to using SSH key instead, and then restrict access to trusted IPs. Now, of course, SSH is actually the main remote login method. All right, so you have to protect it. Now you can actually disable your password login by editing your /etc/ssh/ssh_config file and then setting the password authentication to no. All right. Now, like I said, update to using SSH key instead, and then additionally, you can actually restrict access by using firewall and IP tables, which we are going to talk about all of this in our upcoming videos. Now, so what this does is that it reduces unauthorized access attempts. All right, it reduces unauthorized access attempts to your server. All right, and that is it for today's session on securing your Linux server. However, before we go, I would like us to do a recap. Now, always keep your Linux server up to date. However, a more better option would be for you to automate your updates. Now, in this way, even if you've forgotten to do the update manually, your server will still remain safe. Now, avoid root login as much as possible, and also avoid running as root user. Secure SSH and close all open ports. All right. Now, I want you to remember that security is not a one-time setup. It is something that you maintain consistently. All right. If you found this helpful, I'd like you to subscribe, share, and like. Thank you.